How to remove a push mower blade safely and easily. In this quick DIY tutorial, whether you're sharpening your blade, replacing a damaged one, or doing routine maintenance, I will show you 2 methods and exactly what tools you'll need and how to get it done. First, let's get to the tools that you'll need. Okay, any one of these tools will do the job. First one we have is a ratchet with a socket. My favorite, an impact wrench. I have several air impact wrenches, but they require a compressor. I use this 9 times out of 10, just not to have to turn the compressor on. Next would be a breaker bar if you have a bolt on there that's hard to remove. Now, if you have a bolt that's hard to remove, you don't have a breaker bar, you don't have an impact wrench, and all you have is a ratchet and a socket, you can reach for a cheater bar, where you would just slide your ratchet wrench into the bar to give you some extra leverage. If you have long sockets and you have a bolt that's hard to remove, the best option is to go for a shorter bolt. Another tool you'll need is a brush. When you go to remove this nut, if it's full of debris or rust, clean it off. If this is the first time you're taking this blade off, or if it's been on for years, you're going to have rust on it, you're going to have debris, you want to clean it off. It helps to keep the socket from slipping off. And we have the brush, and you should have a pair of gloves to help prevent you from getting any cuts and scrapes. Now that we have the tools that we're going to use, let me show you the procedure for tipping this mower over. This is not only a tip, but it's a caution. Before you do anything, come over to the spark plug and remove the spark plug wire. When you're turning that bolt on the bottom, it's a good chance that blade will spin, and it's not uncommon for that blade to start. So we'll tuck this up in here. As far as the gas, this machine's an older model. Some of the newer models have the gas tank on top, around the side. Same procedure, either empty the gas tank or put a piece of plastic under the cap to keep the gas from spilling out when you tip it over. Here's another tip. I keep this piece of plastic on here when I'm not using the mower. I found it keeps water from collecting in the gas tank. Next, you want to tip it over with the carburetor side facing up. You don't want to tip it this direction onto the carburetor side. You want to tip it away from the carburetor. So let's get that going. Now that we have it tipped over, 1 or 2 ways to get that bolt off. I already mentioned cleaning the bolt off with the brush. If you're going to use the ratchet wrench or the breaker bar, you have to block the blade and keep it from spinning. So just get yourself a piece of wood, position it to where the blade is going to catch onto it, and proceed to loosen the bolt. Again, wear gloves. My preferred method is using that impact wrench. I started using that impact wrench a few years ago and wish I got it even sooner. Here's another tip. While you're under here, clean the bottom of the deck. See this rust? This is from leaving the grass on there. That grass holds moisture and it rots the deck out. I've seen so many of these mowers with good engines and the deck's completely shot. Either the wheels are falling off because it rotted underneath, like around in here, or the whole deck on this side over here was rotted out. Even though my preferred method is the impact wrench, I'm going to show you how to do this with the ratchet, just to show you that it can be done even on an old rusty blade. Okay, we have the ratchet wrench, the socket, the blade secured, the spark plug disconnected. Now if this is giving you trouble when it's coming off and it just doesn't want to come off because it's too tight, one of the things you could do if it's really bad, get a hammer and tap it lightly. You don't want to tap it too hard because you could do damage on the inside of the engine, but a couple of taps on here would help break up the rust. So we're going to try it without tapping it. Here's my cheetah bar. And we'll just hold it on tight. And here it comes. Okay. Once it starts moving, you're good to go. And again, this piece of wood is keeping this blade from spinning. All right. Now I'm taking this blade off. It's got to be sharpened. That'll be in another video. I have a new tool to sharpen with, and I'll be doing a tool review on that. Not to lose this fitting and the bolt, I always put them back in. As I mentioned earlier, this is a good time to clean around the deck. Get any debris that's wrapped around the shaft. And you can see this is an older unit. And the way I know it's an older unit without even having to look it up, here's the oil drain plug. These older units had the oil drain on the bottom, where we just lift this unit up, put it over a bucket, remove this plug, let it drip right into a bucket. The new units today, some of them say you don't have to change the oil, or you have to pick it up and tip it on the side the way we're doing now, or have a extractor. But these older ones, this is how they were made. Now, as far as the blade, when you sharpen this blade, you want to make sure when you put it back on, you're putting it on the right way. I've seen a lot of blades go on the wrong way. This is the wrong way. You want it facing this direction. You want this part of the blade to the deck side. Well, that's a wrap. If you have any questions or comments, post them down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. It does help. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe. Hit that Joe Z icon. And not to miss my new videos as I upload them, be sure to ring that bell. Until next time, stay safe.